Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Ed again for Community Chinese Mandarin. So every Wednesday at 12 noon, I'm going to introduce some Mandarin topics. I'm obviously not a native Mandarin speaker, but I'm going to share a little bit about how I started learning Mandarin with all of you. So today we're going to learn the numbers. So last week on the first Community Mandarin class, we worked on the tones in Chinese, and I recommended using your head to do the tones or your hands. So learning the numbers 1 through 10 are very, very important. Anything that, so numbers in any language are important. Let me get that out of the way. But also it's important for you because when we're learning Mandarin, there's a lot of things words in Mandarin, and I'll give you some examples that are based on the numbers. So we know the obvious things, for example, the time, months, etc. In Mandarin, though, for example, you have the days of the week. You have to know the numbers 1 through 7 to be able to say the days of the week. For the months of the year, you have to know the numbers 1 through 12 to be able to say the months of the year. So they're very foundational and they're very important. So I would recommend that you work on these numbers a lot and make sure you know them very, very well. So let's begin. So the first one is, see if I can get the sonatoy. There we go. E. Okay, so remember, first tone, go up, your pitch is higher, and keep it steady. E. Very good. The second one is 2. R. R. Okay, it's not it's R, like A-R-E. R. Okay, very good. Do it with your hands. R. Okay, so we have E, R. Okay, 3, we have sun. Again, E, sun. Hold it right. So we have E, R, sun. Okay, very good. The fourth one is ci, E, R, sun, ci. Okay, so this one is that fourth tone. Okay, so you have ci, and that S is actually pronounced like a TS, ci, ci, ci. Okay, so add a little T and an S together and ci. And the I, you don't say E or I, you just kind of choke it up, ci. Okay, very good. So we have E, R, sun, ci. Okay, this one is Wu. Okay, he'll go up and down. Use your head this time. Wu. Very good. Number 6 is Liu. Liu or Liu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another first tone. Qi. 7. Qi. So it's a chi sound. Okay. Then we have 8. We have ba, ba, right? Use your head to go straight across. Ba. Very good. Joe. Sorry, no, Joe. Very good. Do you hear the difference? Joe. Number 9, Joe. And then number 10. Repeat after me. What? What? Sure. What? Sure. Okay, so this one, I learned a trick to get my tongue in the right place, and it's like saying a sound. Sure. You might hear people say she, right? But what's actually happening in the mouth is your tongue is rolled up like an R, sure, and just goes up. What? Sure. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sure, right? Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with all of you, and we're going to look at these numbers 1 through 10 in various ways. So the first one is this one. Okay, here we go. So again, this is a beginning super introduction to Mandarin, because learning how the language works will help you when you do hire a native speaker and take like full classes. So the first three are very easy, okay, right? 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There is a way to write, and I'll talk about the strokes at some point and how to write these. Now, for us English speakers, there is no rhyme or reason to these numbers except the first three. Okay, these characters, there's no rhyme or reason, right? You just have to memorize them. And there are some really cool books out there that they try to make a picture for us so that we can try to internalize it, but you just have to memorize them. So, but we're going to move on to this. Okay, so on this slide, on the right side of my screen, I have 1 through 10. I have the Roman numeral number, the English word, the Chinese character, and then the pronunciation. And then over here we have the what we call the pinyin, and we also have then the tone. Okay, so let's try 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So over exaggerate. Over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I would add a little T in front of that S right there. Okay, let's continue. Very good. So now we have wu for 5, wu. So use your hand and your mouth, wu. Liu, okay, liu. Qi, ba, right? Those are the same tones, so stay higher, over exaggerate, and to make this sound. So we have wu, liu, qi, ba. Okay, now overdo it. And then as you learn to speak a little bit more quickly, it'll become easier for you. Joe, Joe. Okay, it's a J sound, Joe. And then we have 10 for sure, sure. Go up and to the right. That's how I'm doing it, sure. Okay, and I'm doing an sound. So this, again, if you say she, your tongue is flat, she, and native speakers of Mandarin, their tongue is actually rolled up in an R, and it sounds like E to us, but they can hear that your tongue is flat. So the trick is you actually say, add a little R sound to it, and you'll actually put your tongue in the right place in your mouth, even though it sounds a little bit unsure. Okay, very good. Now, the cool thing about Mandarin is that you can use your hands to say the number. Now, this came in handy when I was living in China, and I didn't pronounce the words, the numbers correctly, 1 through 10. And I would throw up a hand signal, some sign language. And I thought it was like our sign language, only certain people use it. But in reality, this is a fun and cool way to, and everybody knows it, and actually people do actually use it. Okay, so we have 1, R, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then we're doing this for 6. 6. 6. Then we're doing this, right? Putting our hands together, or you might even see this, just the 2 here. We might do this, or you might see this. Okay, Qi for 7, Ba. Okay, gonna shoot Ba for 8. Okay, Jiu. Jiu. Hear the difference? It's Jiu. And then this one is the one that I learned, and it's sure, 10, and they do this, you do this, okay? So R, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now then the frustrating part of Mandarin is that sometimes there are many ways to say the same thing. And I used to ask my Chinese teachers, can you just tell me one way to say it? Or for example, when we learn the days of the week, there's just not one system of saying the days of the week. There's about 3. Okay, and I would ask my Mandarin teachers, is it like if you're from Shanghai versus Shenzhen versus Beijing, are the systems different? And they're like, no. I'm like, do you say one versus the other? What's better to say? They're like, it just depends. So what I would recommend is when you start increasing your vocabulary, learn one system and then stick with it. And that's going to be your vocabulary, understanding that there might be various other ways to do things. So for example, the 10 in our hand signal, there's actually 3 ways to do it. You can do a closed fist for 10. You can do what I did, right? Cross your 2 index fingers. Or you can do this for 10. Okay, sure. Okay, I learned it this way and it worked for me and never failed me in my trial and error of doing these things. Okay, here we go. So these numbers here, this is our little bingo game. So I'm going to say a number, okay, and you are going to point on the screen, okay, at home. Here we go. We have san. Which one of those is san? Very good, very good. This one, san. Okay, which one of those is liu? Liu. This one, which one is that one? 6. Okay, 6. Which one of those is jiu? Jiu. This one is 9. 9. Okay, which one is this one? R. R. Very good. Which one is 4? 4. This one, very good. It's 4. Okay, and then the last one, wu. Wu. Very good. It's this one. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our numbers here. Okay. And you're going to repeat after me right here. We're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, very good. So those are our numbers. We're going to play one more game here, and I'm not going to talk. I'm only going to use my hands, and we're going to see if you can say it at home. Here we go. We're going to do a few of these. What number is that in Chinese? If you said sure or did this and said sure, 10. Okay, here we go. Ba, 8. This one, easy. 4, right? 4. And this one, E, right? Okay, and how about this one? You might see it this way, or you might see it this way. Chi, 7. Okay, repeat after me one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10. Okay, sorry, Joe and sure, or this one, right? Sure. Okay, let's do that one more time. Okay, I'm gonna make the hand signal and do the using my hand signal. I'm gonna also do the tone as well, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5， 6， 6， 7， 8。Right, there we go. Sorry, I was trying to look at it at the same time. 9, 9. This one, or this one. 10, 10. What? Okay, everybody. So that's our community Mandarin lesson for today. Numbers 1 through 10. You've learned how to say them. You've seen the pinyin with the tones, and you learned the hand signals, how to use your hands to actually say them, and it does come in handy. So for homework, everybody, learn the numbers 1 through 10, forwards, backwards. And if you want, go to the internet and try to find the characters and try to learn the characters. Because remember, the characters are written differently than the numbers. Okay, so here we go. 再见.